GMAT versus GRE for an MBA used to be a fairly straightforward question. Earlier, if you wanted to pursue an MBA, you would most certainly take the GMAT, and if you wanted to do your masters abroad, then you would take the GRE. However, in the recent years, more than 1,200 business schools have started accepting the GRE scores, and the numbers may go up in the future. So now comes the big question. Should you take the GMAT or GRE if you're planning to get an MBA? Do business schools prefer one over the other? Before we answer the question, let's quickly look at the test pattern first. Now, the GMAT is an adaptive test that costs about $250 and takes about 3 hours 7 minutes to finish, whereas the GRE test costs you $205 and the test duration is about 3 hours 45 minutes. Now, GMAT is applicable for business schools, whereas GRE is applicable for all other masters or an MBA school. The validity of the score for both stands at 5 years and can be taken all year around. The composite score for the GMAT range between 200 to 800 and about 260 to 340 on the GRE. So which test do B schools prefer? A recent survey conducted found that the majority of business schools, that is nearly 74%, state that they have no preference when it comes to the GMAT versus GRE scores. But there are still about 25% of the business schools that prefer GMAT over the GRE. There are three main reasons why some business schools prefer the GMAT over the GRE. The first is that they feel the questions on the GMAT, particularly the quantitative and integrated reasoning sections, test the skills and knowledge more directly related to what you would need to know, in fact, to do well in the business schools. The second reason is that some schools believe that submitting GMAT scores shows that you are committed and clear about doing an MBA. And the final reason is that most business schools are familiar with GMAT as a standardized test for admission into a B school for an MBA, but we foresee this changing over the coming years. So here's what you need to do. Before you apply to any B school, you need to check the college website to see if they encourage candidates to submit the GRE score or not. And if you're wondering which of the two, well, many find the quantitative section in the GMAT tougher in comparison to the GRE, whereas the verbal section of the GRE seems to be more challenging in comparison to the GMAT. So if you've taken the GMAT and in spite of repeated attempts may not be able to raise your scores, or if your performance in the GMAT practice test may not be up to the mark, then you could give a shot at taking the GRE. Practice the GRE test to see how well you do and find out if GRE works out for you. Just make sure that the schools you are interested in accept the GRE scores and also ensure that your GRE score is at par with the GMAT score. So we hope that we have cleared your confusion about these two tests. In case you found this video informative, do subscribe to our channel and watch out for new videos every week. If you have any questions, please leave a comment below, or if you need any help in preparing for the GMAT or for the GRE, do reach out to us. Thanks for watching. See you again.